to the Rewind Report.
What? I don't know. I just have to take a breath. Hold on a second.
Today we're going to be talking about what makes an ethical aesthetic nurse injector.
Like, what are ethical practices?
What are ethical dilemmas that we come across?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think probably the biggest one to start the pyramid of being ethical is having a license.
Of course.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
being educated, having a license to, one, use the product, touch a patient.
Be a real nurse.
Yeah, be a real nurse, go to school.
I mean, that happened, remember?
Yeah, there's a
course.
lot of big
Keeps
court
happening.
cases that came out last year in 2025 that were just astonishing. So I think ethically you need to practice within your scope that you have a degree in.
And have a medical director if you're not a doctor.
Yeah, in certain
Yeah.
states, nurses can't practice by themselves. So, or, you know, a nurse practitioner can't run and own a spa by her or himself. So you have to have
Well,
a
you can
director.
if you have a medical director for 3 years and then that director signs off on your clinical expertise after observing you for 3 years, then you can run one by yourself.
If you're a nurse practitioner.
Yes.
If you're an
Yeah,
MP
you have to be an
after 3
MP.
years.
You can't just be an RN. But
I don't
also,
even know if I would want to do that with some of the stuff that comes
it's
up
nice
in
to
litigation.
have
Yeah,
a
no, I will always
mentor and
have.
just
We
like
will always have a medical
someone-
director.
Yeah, that you can go to, a partner.
Yeah.
Rewind is medical board certified. We are
Yes,
all
we are.
advanced practice nurses. Courtney's going to be an NP at the end of this year.
Yay,
And-
Courtney. We're all rooting for her.
thank you.
Yeah.
She's going through
Many
it.
hours.
That's going to be so exciting.
It's crazy.
And then we have our medical director, Dr. Keon Creamy, who's double board certified in plastics. He
And ENT.
and ENT. Yep.
Yep, and we will never not have a medical director just because, like you said, it always helps to get another opinion and just feel like you have a partnership on if, God forbid, if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
supportive and just have a mentor to bounce ideas off of. It's
And
just-
someone to refer to, too, that you
Yeah.
solely trust, because there are some clients that, this gets into another point of being ethical, that they come in with a chief complaint that maybe, honestly, I don't think that a toolbox in my tool is going to get them to what their goal outcome is going to be. And so it's great to have Dr. Creamy to just refer them to, because he's a great plastic surgeon, and sometimes the answer is surgery.
Yeah, or ultrasound. He has an ultrasound, and he has lasers that we don't have. So that's great for our clients because it opens up a whole new, like you said, a whole new toolkit that we don't have here.
Yeah.
I think another ethical principle that goes like one step below having a license is being trained on the
yeah.
injectables that you're doing or the machines that you're using.
Absolutely.
Because there are people that just think I'm going to buy the product and I'm just going to try it out and see how it
Yeah.
goes and hope for the best. And that's not something that I would ever do as a provider. I would have a training with a trainer, get a certification, lots
Yeah.
of practice.
Yeah, I think that goes hand in hand with being a licensed individual, because once you've gone through the school to get your license as like just a registered nurse, let's say, not just, but let's just say you're a registered nurse, I think you have more of you don't want to put that in jeopardy ever. So you're not going to do
Right.
anything out of your scope because you earned that license financially, through time, sacrifice, and all of the things. So you will always protect that by being safe.
We also
Yeah.
take an oath to do no harm. So, depending on how seriously you took that oath, do no harm means that you will do no harm, do the best for your clients.
Yeah, safety first.
Safety first, because we've seen some crazy things come in that
Yeah.
we've had to refer to Dr. Creamy, or whether it's dissolving or somehow fixing, and
Scars.
scarring, or we've seen just filler put in crazy places that doesn't belong there, or too much, or just, so yeah, that's part of the ethical
Yeah, I think that
portion of
to
injecting.
piggyback off of that is being a provider that is results driven, not finance driven, and with
Right.
that comes being able to say no. So if a patient comes in and says, I want filler, I'm willing to pay for 3 syringes of filler, and the provider's saying, look, you already have too much filler, I can't do that. It's not going to look good, it's not going to be good for your lymphatics. Or I don't know, like other treatments that maybe wouldn't be the best treatment for the patient, not getting peer pressured by a patient just to doing something that they want when you know it's not right.
Right.
I do think there's a lot of aesthetic providers out there or med spas out there that would just say yes because 3 syringes plus or 4, however many syringes is a decent ticket. But there's a lot of people that I call it a come to Jesus moment, and I say you're just not a great filler candidate, whether it be because you have allergies, you have an autoimmune disease, you get puffy, you have poor lymphatic drainage, that it might look okay today when I take your afters, but this is going to be just a devastating long road ahead of complication after complication. And there is an honest moment where I say what you're asking for should just be done with surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where our Dr. Creamy comes in.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
We have had several referrals that have had great outcomes, I think, with him.
Yeah.
You go
Patients that want to come in every month for Botox too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Body dysmorphia.
right. I mean, it would be great, like, okay, come in every month, spend money every month, but it's not best for the patient. Really, you should be waiting at least 3 months in between Botox injections. And that's so that in the long run, you don't build up a resistance and that Botox works for you in the future.
I mean, I've had clients that, obviously HIPAA, I'm not going to say names, but I've had clients that have told me they're getting an insane amount of units of toxin, whether it's Botox, Jeuveau, Xeomin, Dysport, whatever it is, the most insane number of units. And one client, it actually ruined their eye muscle. They couldn't look laterally because the neurotoxin had soaked through to their lateral rectus muscle, and they were unable to move their eye laterally. And I just thought, why? I mean, that's crazy too. Like,
Yeah.
I just think that people feed off people that don't know any better. Because you're coming to us. When I go to the endocrinologist, I expect him to know more than me. When I go to my gynecologist, I expect her to know more than me. So I trust their opinion, and what they suggest, I trust.
And you
so,
expect them to not be finance driven. too.
right? I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think since you mentioned finance, I think being upfront about pricing is also very ethical. I think here, a lot of med spas, and we do this too, where we don't list a huge price menu online, and that's just purely because a lot of customers will price shop, and they'll go to the cheapest price they can find, which is a topic in itself. But we have consistent pricing across the board. So every product has the same or its designated price. It doesn't change for client A to client B. Doesn't change if you have a more difficult, face or problem area that we're treating. It's the same, and we disclose that before you get treated. So there is no major
Sticker shock.
sticker shock. And if you can't afford it, we understand that. Aesthetics is an expensive. It's not like just getting your nails done or your hair done. So here we do baby step care plans where we will break it up, and you don't have to do it all in one. We also accept care credit so that you can have a payment plan, because we understand that as well. But I think ethically it's important to be honest about pricing and to have consistent pricing.
Yeah.
And it's a legal issue if you don't tell the client the price of the treatment before you inject it.
Which I hear stories about that all the time, like horror stories.
Yeah.
Patients saying that years ago they used to go somewhere else and they had the treatment, they didn't really know what they had done, and then they went up to the front desk and it was like thousands of dollars, and they weren't prepared for that.
That's actually a legal issue now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I've heard of people charging just per area, and some people get a lot of work done in that area and some people don't, and they're charged the same, which that's teach their own, but I think it should be disclosed of what you're getting done in terms of like filler and tox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the business model, that's the business model, but it is good they should know what they're getting.
Yeah.
So no matter-
Beforehand is what
yeah.
I mean.
So no matter where you go, make sure you get the price and the cost ahead of time before they touch you with the needle. That's actually a legality thing now. Now it is. I don't know when it started, but it's a thing now.
I think also with like transparency and being upfront about things, being ethical is also being completely transparent about your expectation of results.
Yeah.
There's no lying or deceiving about what the results are going to be. And if it's a treatment that you don't know if it's going to be that big of an improvement, it's important to disclose that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have that conversation. Are you going to be okay if you pay X amount of dollars and you get a 30% improvement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say yes, amazing, because
Yeah.
you probably will more likely get a 40 to 50% improvement.
Yeah.
But you have to set expectations
Ahead of time.
ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think ethically, this is a big one for me because we've had clients come in from other places, or I've seen it online. As a provider, you have to be able to take a client that's had maybe not a best outcome. Like, you have to be able to see that client, stay in touch with that client, follow up, and correct what's been done.
Yeah.
Oh, I think lastly, the last ethical concern I want to bring up, which I think is quite an issue and very prominent in LA, is doing things that are not legal or FDA approved.
Yeah.
Like injecting things in the skin that are not meant to be injected,
Yeah.
or injecting fillers that are maybe from other countries and they aren't FDA approved here.
Yeah.
I think that's something that does happen a lot.
Yes.
It does.
And we are medical board approved, so we would not be doing that here. We cannot do that here. We wouldn't do that here. So
I
there's a
Well,
lot
the
of
thing
things.
is, we could do it, but we don't, right?
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
We won't do
Yeah.
that here. Yeah.
Because our ethics, we choose to not do that.
Yeah.
I also think too, I just saw, and we'll wrap this up after this last point, but I saw this on Instagram and I thought it was a great point by this provider. It was somebody that doesn't live in California. It was a different state. It's an esthetician, and he specializes in chemical peels and treating acne. And not once, and he's got a huge Instagram following. And if you look in his comment section, everyone over and over asks what peels he's using. What is the product that you're using? What is this called? And he refuses to say, not because of like the mystery behind it, but he says, I don't want to tell you what product I'm using because of safety reasons. I don't want an average consumer to go buy this product and think they can do what I can do at home.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that should be more widely understood by providers, is that a lot of us are, aesthetics has become very much tied hand in hand with social media and online presence. And I think we get excited to show like our skill set, like, oh, I can inject this way and I can build your jaw this way and I can do Botox, and we show points and we show like our game-changing spots and yada yada. But I do think it needs to have more of a boundary of not showing the consumer everything, because there is dangerous stuff
do them at
happening out
home.
there.
Yeah. Well, we went down a rabbit hole on TikTok of people that are injecting their own Botox or their own lip filler, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Or,
So I think ethically just educating.
So to wrap up this episode, I think we just want to emphasize that ethics and safety comes first to us. Outcomes probably come second, and then everything else comes after that. But
Yeah.
If safety is the most important thing, so even if we have to sacrifice an outcome for safety, it has to be done.
yeah.
And
I
I think
agree.
a lot of people should feel comfort in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because-
of course. We want to keep you from getting hurt or being regretful, and also loving your outcome.
And we want you to be in a place that you trust.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll close out our Rewind report. See you
Yeah.
later, guys.
Bye.